Welcome to Adobe Photoshop CS6, Shapes tool, Hand tool, and Zoom tool. After completing this unit, you will be able to draw various shapes in a new layer, zoom in and out of an image for more detailed adjustment, and navigate around the image when zoomed in. You might want to create some shapes to overlay your image, perhaps put some text in. With the Shapes tools, you can create a wide variety of shapes, from a line to a custom shape and most things in between. As you can see, there are many shapes to choose from. Most have similar options and characteristics. You can explore each one yourself. The one we will look at now is one of the most commonly requested shapes, the rounded rectangle. I can select this tool and simply draw the size I want anywhere on the image. This automatically creates a new layer so you can move it about in the image later if you wish. And don't worry, we will cover layers in detail in a future course. You can see up in the options window the various options. Fill determines the color which fills the shape. Stroke determines the color of the surrounding line, and you can adjust the line's thickness and appearance here. The last option I want to bring to your attention here is the radius of the rounded edge. Here we can adjust how rounded the edges are. Now you can see the difference between a radius of 20 pixels and 200 pixels. We can look at the other options here in a later course. The next tool here is the Hand tool, which we will look at in a moment. First, let's look at the Zoom tool. But before we do that, we can see that up here on the tab, beside the file name, is the percentage of zoom at which the image is currently being displayed. This one is at 33.3% of zoom. Now if we click on the Zoom tool, the cursor changes into a magnifying glass with a plus sign in it. We can now right-click on the image to see the 5 zoom options. Option 1 is Fit on Screen, which will zoom the image to fit on screen whatever screen size or window we are using. Option 2 is Actual Pixels, which is the actual resolution of the image. This zooms the display to the actual size of the image. If the image is bigger than our screen or work area, we cannot view the entire image. We will come back to that in a moment. Option 3 is Print Size, which will zoom to display the size of the image at the size it will print should we choose to print it out. You can alter the print size of your image manually, but we will cover that in another course. Options 4 and 5 are simply to zoom in and zoom out. When we click Fit on Screen, we get this. As you can see, the image is fitting nicely within the confines of the screen we are working in. This is now displayed at a larger percentage of actual size. Right-click again and select Actual Pixels. We will see 100% resolution of the image, or actual size. It is very clear and sharp. However, you'll notice that much of the image is not visible due to it being too large for the screen. If we now click Print Size, you can see the print size is a little smaller. It is set to a smaller percentage of actual resolution, but I think that Fit on Screen is the most easy to use zoom setting to view the image as a whole for most jobs. To zoom manually, we can use the magnifying glass, and we can select the negative or minus symbol to zoom out. We can now left click to zoom out, and zoom out, and zoom out. Now we can select the positive or plus symbol of our zoom tool to zoom in again, or we can use the Alt key to change between zooming in and zooming out. Also, we can zoom into a particular part of the image to work on. We can zoom in on the lady's face here, for example, right into a point where we can see the individual pixels. When we are finished working, we can right-click again and select Fit on Screen to get back to our original zoom level. The final tool to look at here is the Hand tool. Remember a moment ago when we zoomed into a point where the image was larger than the screen size? We can just use the Hand tool to navigate around the image without zooming out. Just zoom in and select the Hand tool and click and drag to move the image around in the window to find the part of the image you want to work on. You can also use the Navigator window to help with this. You can view the Navigator by going to the Windows menu and clicking on Navigator, here. When the Navigator window appears, you can see the whole image is displayed in it, with the red box showing the zoom level. You can click and drag this box in the Navigator to move the zoom window around the image. And at any time, you can use the Zoom tool to return to the Fit on Screen view. The only tool we did not cover here is the path selection tool, which we will cover in detail in a future course alongside the pen tool and paths in general. You can draw various shapes on top of your image using the Shapes tools. The Zoom tool can be used to view the image at different magnification levels. The Hand tool and navigation window can be used to move around the image.